Здравствуйте, я Балжанова А.М.Теоретическая, старший преподаватель кафедры иностранных языков филологического факультета Кустанайского государственного педагогического института. Дисциплина теоретическая грамматика и фонетика. Тема Types of allophones and the main features of the phoneme. Phonetics is the study of all possible speech sounds. Phonology studies the way in which a language's speakers systematically use a selection of these sounds in order to express meaning. Phonological analysis relies on the principle that certain sounds cause changes in the meaning of a word or phrase. To know how sounds are produced is not enough to describe and classify them as language units. When we talk about the sounds of language, then term sound can be interpreted in two different ways. First, we can say that sound T and sound D, for example, are two different sounds in English. Ten, ten, seed, seed. But on the other hand, we know that sound T in let us and sound T in let them are not the same. It is clear that the sense of sound in these two cases is different. To avoid this ambiguity, linguists use two separate terms, phoneme and allophone. The phoneme is a minimal abstract linguistic unit realized in speech in the form of speech sounds opposable to other phonemes of the same language to distinguish the meaning of morphemes and words. Let's consider the phoneme from the point of view of its aspects. First, the phoneme is a functional unit. In phonetics, function is usually understood as a role of the various units of the phonetic system in distinguishing one morpheme from another, one word from another, or one utterance from another. The opposition of phonemes in the same phonetic environment differentiates the meaning of the morphemes and words. For example, bath, path, light, like. Sometimes the opposition of phonemes serves to distinguish the meaning of the whole phrases. He was hurt badly. He was hurt badly. Thus, we may say that the phoneme can fulfill the distinctive function. The second, the phoneme is material, real, and objective. That means it is realized in speech in the form of speech sounds, its allophones. The phonemes constitute the material form of morphemes, so this function is constitutive. The third, the phoneme performs the recognitive function, because the use of the right allophones and other phonetic units facilitates normal recognition. So, the phoneme is a material and objective unit, as well as an abstract and generalized one at the same time. Now we are going to speak about types of allophones. Let's consider the English phoneme D. It is occlusive, folingual, alveolar, Lenis consonant. This is how it sounds in isolation or in such words as door, down, when it retains its typical articulatory characteristics. In this case, the consonant D is called principal allophone. The allophones which don't undergo any distinguishable changes in speech are called principal. Allophones that occur under influence of the neighboring sounds in different phonetic situations are called subsidiary. For example, deal, did. Here, sound D is slightly palatalized before front vowels. The next example, bed pain, bedtime. Here, sound D is pronounced without any plosive. Sudden, admit. Here, sound D is pronounced with nasal plosive before sounds N or M. And dry. Here, sound D becomes post-alveolar, followed by post-alveolar sound R. If we consider the production of the allophones of this phoneme, we'll find out that they possess three articulatory features in common. All of them are folingual, Lenis stops. Consequently, though allophones of the same phoneme possess similar articulatory features, they may frequently show considerable phonetic differences. Native speakers don't observe the difference between the allophones of the same phoneme. At the same time, they realize that allophones of each phoneme possess a bundle of distinctive features that makes this phoneme functionally different from all other phonemes of the language. This functional relevant bundle is called the invariant of the phoneme. All the allophones of the phoneme D are occlusive, folingual, lenis. If occlusive articulation is changed for constrictive one, D will be replaced by Z. Example: breed, breeze, deal, zeal. The articulatory features which form the invariant of the phoneme are called distinctive or relevant. To extract relevant features of the phoneme, we have to oppose it to some other phoneme in the phonetic context. If the opposed sounds differ in one articulatory feature and this difference brings about changes in the meaning, this feature is called relevant. Port, court, P and K are consonants, occlusive forties. The only difference between them that P is labial, but T is lingual. The articulatory features which don't serve to distinguish meaning are called non-distinctive or irrelevant. For example, it's impossible to oppose an aspirated P to a non-aspirated one in the same phonetic context to distinguish meaning. Anyone who studies a foreign language makes mistakes in the articulation of sounds. Sherba classifies the pronunciation errors as phonological and phonetic. If an allophone is replaced by an allophone of a different phoneme, the mistake is called phonological. If an allophone of the phoneme is replaced by another allophone of the same phoneme, the mistake is called phonetic. So thank you for your attention.